For centuries, one figure has stood at the heart of Japanese history, a symbol of honor, discipline, and deadly skill. The samurai. Their story is not just one of warfare, but a tale of politics, philosophy, and a code that shaped the nation. They were the elite warriors of feudal Japan, rulers of the land for almost 700 years, and protagonists in some of history's most epic battles. But who were these legendary fighters? How did they rise to become the masters of Japan, and what led to their eventual disappearance? Today, we journey back in time to uncover the true story of the samurai. Our story begins around the 10th century. Japan was a land of sprawling estates owned by wealthy aristocrats who needed protection. To guard their lands and interests, they hired provincial warriors. These early fighters were the seeds from which the mighty samurai class would grow. Over the next 2 centuries, these warrior clans grew in power and influence. They weren't just hired guards anymore. They were becoming a political force in their own right, forming a new military nobility known as the Buke. The life of a samurai was governed by a strict moral code called Bushido, which literally translates to the way of the warrior. This wasn't just a set of rules for battle. It was a philosophy for life. Bushido emphasized 7 core virtues: integrity, courage, compassion, respect, honesty, honor, and, above all, loyalty. A samurai's entire existence was dedicated to their lord, their daimyo. This loyalty was absolute, often demanding the ultimate sacrifice. To a samurai, dishonor was a fate far worse than death. If a warrior brought shame upon themselves or their lord, they might perform a ritual suicide known as seppuku to restore their lost honor. It was a brutal testament to the depth of their commitment. Becoming a samurai was a lifelong endeavor that started in childhood. Young boys from samurai families were immersed in a world of rigorous training. They mastered the art of kenjutsu, or swordsmanship, becoming one with their blades. They learned kijutsu, the way of the bow, and bajutsu, horsemanship, turning them into formidable mounted archers. Later, with the introduction of firearms from the West, they also learned to handle matchlock rifles. But their training went far beyond the physical. A true samurai was also a scholar and an artist. They studied calligraphy, wrote poetry, and practiced Zen Buddhism. This spiritual and intellectual training was crucial. It helped them cultivate a calm, focused mind, a state known as mushin, or no mind, allowing them to act decisively and without hesitation in the heat of battle. Of all their weapons, one stands out as the ultimate symbol of the samurai: the katana. With its elegant curve and razor-sharp edge, the katana was more than just a sword. It was considered the soul of the warrior. Forging a katana was a sacred, painstaking process, and the resulting blade was a masterpiece of engineering and artistry. Carrying a pair of swords, the long katana and the shorter wakizashi, became a right reserved exclusively for the samurai class, a clear sign of their elite status in society. For much of Japan's feudal era, the country was engulfed in civil war. This was the age of the samurai at their peak. Powerful warlords, men like Minamoto no Yoritomo, the founder of the first shogunate, and later, the great unifiers Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu, rose to power on the backs of their loyal samurai armies. These warlords battled for control of Japan, leading to legendary conflicts like the Genpei War and the chaotic Sengoku period, the Age of Warring States. Samurai tactics and strategies evolved constantly during these centuries of conflict. They fought in massive armies, employing complex formations and demonstrating incredible bravery on the battlefield. The endless cycle of war finally came to an end in 1603. After the decisive Battle of Sekigahara, the warlord Tokugawa Ieyasu unified Japan and established the Tokugawa shogunate. This ushered in an unprecedented era of peace and stability that would last for over 250 years, known as the Edo period. But what does a warrior do when there are no more wars to fight? The role of the samurai began to change dramatically. With peace came bureaucracy. Many samurai traded their armor for the robes of administrators, scholars, and government officials. They managed domains, collected taxes, and upheld the law. While the battlefield had vanished, the warrior spirit remained. They continued to live by the code of Bushido, preserving their traditions and their strong sense of honor and duty in this new, peaceful society. However, the world was changing. In the mid-19th century, foreign powers arrived, forcing Japan to open its borders after centuries of isolation. This external pressure triggered a period of rapid and radical transformation known as the Meiji Restoration. The old feudal system was seen as an obstacle to modernization. In 1871, the feudal domains were abolished, and in 1876 the samurai were stripped of their special privileges, including the right to wear their swords in public. The traditional warrior class was officially dissolved, replaced by a modern Western-style conscript army open to all classes of society. The age of the samurai was over. Many former samurai struggled to adapt to this new world, but others became leaders in politics, industry, and education, using their discipline and drive to help build modern Japan. Though the samurai as a class no longer exist, their legacy is immortal. It echoes through Japanese culture and continues to captivate people all over the world. We see their influence in modern martial arts, like Kendo and Iaido, which trace their origins directly back to samurai swordsmanship. We read their stories in epic literature and watched them on the silver screen in timeless films by directors like Akira Kurosawa. The ideals of Bushido, honor, loyalty, discipline, and the pursuit of self-improvement still resonate deeply. They remind us that true strength isn't just about physical power, but also about mental fortitude and moral integrity. The samurai were more than just warriors. They were a way of life, a philosophy forged in fire that shaped Japan's past and continues to inspire its present. Their story is a powerful reminder of the enduring human quest for honor, purpose, and excellence. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the world of the samurai. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more stories from history. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you next time.